pick up and understand better. And if you are facing any problems, I might be able to guide you through the process. So in case you are accessing the call on desktop or laptop and have your mobile phone handy, I suggest you please have it open. So just give me a minute while I share the screen. Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So this is the portal, storyweaver.org.in, and if you have you, I request you to go to your Chrome application and open that. Storyweaver is not a mobile app; it's a website, and you can access it through any browser. So if you have your mobile phone handy, you can open it on your Chrome. Storyweaver basically is a content repository for teachers where they can access stories, and we have more than 31,000 stories in 25 languages. And why are stories important for teachers, and how can stories play an important role in a classroom environment? I'll just tell my own personal experience. When my teacher, when I was in school, was explaining physics to me, especially the Archimedes principle. She started the class by narrating the Archimedes story of how he was in bathtub when he realized the concept of buoyancy. And that still concept and that story has still remained with me. So stories have a really long lasting impact on children, have a long recall value. And when stories are connected to curriculum and the content that is in textbooks, stories are an important tool in the classroom for the teachers to deliver abstract concepts in math or in science, or to keep the children hooked in the classroom, to grab their attention, especially in today's scenario when we are having classes online. Stories can be an important means, just narrating a story before the class to get all children's attention, or to teach concepts like or skill sets like creative writing, grammar, building reading skills in children. For all these, stories are an important tool in a teacher's toolkit. And Storyweaver is the platform where all the teachers can access stories in multiple languages, and we have stories in under various categories. So we have stories for creative writing. We have stories in fiction. We have stories under STEM content. So if you want to teach a math or a science concept, introduce it in your classroom, we have stories suitable for that as well. So today, as I take you along this journey of explaining what Storyweaver has and its features and how it can be used in a classroom setting, I hope you find it as useful as a repository, as all the a lot of other teachers have over the years found it. And I request that if you are able to do it along with me, so that it will be much easier. So first, I am presenting it on my laptop, but I have opened a mobile view so that I can navigate along with you. So that is why the website, the uh, my screen is looking as it is looking. It is the mobile view that I have opened. So first, the portal is storyweaver.org.in, And I will quickly take you through some basics before we delve into main features, because I saw that in the poll the results were that close to 40% people did not know. So we had this session previously, and if some of you are coming to this session a second time, you might find a slight repetition for the first 5 to 10 minutes, and please bear with me on that. So first, to use the Storyweaver effectively, we have to create a login. When you create a login, Storyweaver website gives you access to a lot of additional features. So if you're on the mobile, we go on the top right hand side, click on the menu and sign up and login. And you can create your login account through Google, Facebook, or mobile OTP. But I recommend, if you have an active email address and you access your email, you have your password with you, then please use your email address to create the login account. That will give you access to all the features. But in case you are a teacher who is not so who does not have an email account, you can also use the mobile OTP feature, and you can just enter your mobile number, and it will generate an OTP through which your login will be created. But today I have an email address, my email address, and I'll be using that so that I can access all the features of the website, and I'll get a better user experience as well. So I log into the website. I have already created the login, but in case you do not, in case you want to create the login, then that is also fairly simple. You go to sign up and login, enter your email address, put your password, and that enter your password. You can confirm your password and your login will be created. It's a fairly simple two-step process. Now that I have created my login, I want to read storybooks. Storyweaver has a large repository of storybooks, and I want to read storybooks. So I go to read, I click on read, and it is giving me various reading level. As I can choose the books as per the reading levels of the children. Emergent readers are someone who has just started reading. Then I have level 1 books who are for the beginner level readers, where the words used are smaller, the stories are fairly simple and easy to understand. And as we go up the level, the content of the story, the words used, the grammar, all of that gets progressively higher. So level 4 is for an advanced reader, while the level 1 is for a beginner level reader. So I go to all books. And I see that there are 31,000 plus stories, and that can be intimidating for the teachers. How do I choose the stories? So I go to the sort and filter function. I can sort it by language, I can sort it by the level. So if I'm a teacher who is teaching a grade 1 or a grade 2 teacher, probably I'm choosing a level 1 book, or also depending upon how the reading levels are in my classroom. If I'm wanting to read a story to the lower order kids, probably I'm choosing a lower level textbook. For a higher order kid in my class, I'm choosing a higher level book. So I can shortlist by the levels also. And categories are what kind of stories do I want to read. Do I want to read an adventure or a mystery stories, or I want to read a STEM content, that is a science or a math. That is all. I can shortlist by the kind of stories I want to present in my classroom. So here today I will choose English. And we have for teachers who are teaching in regional languages, in vernacular mediums, we have a large repository of content in those languages as well. And we also have bilingual books, which are books which have more text in more than one language, where one is a primary language, and second is the language you want the child to pick up. So today I am reading choosing an English book to read, and I want to read to a level one uh, class, level one students, and I want to read STEM books. So when I put all these filters, you see from 31,000, the stories have got shortlisted to 42 stories. So now it's easier for the for the teacher to um, select the stories, and I can download these stories as well. So I open one story. I can read it online if I so wish, and if I want to share the story as a PDF, I can download the story and I can also share it. I'll show one by one each of this. If I want to read the story online, I click the story, and you see, since I've chosen a level one textbook, the sentences are shorter. It's the pictures are more interesting, and it takes a major part of the book, so that it keeps the child engaged. Now if I want to share this story with the parents on the school WhatsApp group, or via any other online platform, I can do that as well. I can share the story via WhatsApp, Twitter, or Facebook. So in the classroom, in the present context, I am guessing that teachers would like to share the stories on WhatsApp, and they can give this as an interesting assignment, you know for home, where the child is reading the story at home as an homework. And this will be a very interesting and innovative way to keep the kid engaged. So if I click on WhatsApp, it will open, my WhatsApp will open, and I can share, select, and share the story. And here, when I go down, I can download it, and I can download it as a PDF. So if I want to print it out for my own reference, or I want to share as a PDF to the parents via WhatsApp, or through any other Telegram groups that the teacher is part of, the teacher can do so. So if you see, the story has gotten downloaded here, and it is a fairly simple steps that the teacher can follow. This is how the teacher can uh, either read the story online, download the story, or share it. Now, the next thing is, hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, we can hear you.
So now that I have shown you how to access the stories online and download the stories, I want to show another interesting content that the teacher can use, and those are our read along books. Again, I'll repeat my steps. I'm going on the homepage uh, of the StoryWeaver portal. I go on the top right hand side, I click on menu. Under the read section, I have read along books. So I click on read along books. Now, what are read along books? Read along books are books that are or that have audio video content. So these are the kind of content that requires minimal teacher intervention, and while the child is still able to pick up the reading skills, and the child is able to engage himself meaningfully as well. So I see there are 429 read along stories. Again, I use the sort and filter function, and I have read along stories in these four languages. I want to read a read along in Hindi, and I want to read along for level 1, and I can choose any category that I wish to. And if I don't want to choose a category, that is also fine. It's not always that you have to shortlist in all sections. So I see that there are 41 Hindi read along stories. I click on them. I click on one of the stories, and if you see, there are two options. One is read story, which will only, you can see the picture and the text, and one is a read along story where the story will also be supported with an audio content. So I'm not sure if you were able to hear the audio of it. I'll play one more time. um, so each word that is being read on the screen, that gets highlighted in blue, and the child is able to correlate between the text in front of him. He's able to read it, and his and the audio that is hearing. That ways, some children who are more visual learners, it is easier for them to pick up reading skills. So that is how
Ma'am,
audio books work. Also, for some reason, if you don't want to play it on the Storyweaver portal, if you go down, there is a YouTube link as well. So you can read this on YouTube also. If especially for teachers who are using some kind of a package where uh, you know um, they can use YouTube for free, then the same stories will be available on YouTube as well, and you can play it on YouTube. So I'll just play it again. I just same place on the same page, I just scroll down, and the YouTube link is available.
ma'am, hello.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, can you like reshare and add the audio button, which is on the bottom side left? I think audio is not coming. So, can you do that?
uh, One moment.
Yes,
No,
ma'am.
my audio is shared.
No, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Can you stop sharing? Can you do that? Just a second, ma'am. Yeah. Now click on share screen. On the bottom left side, you will find share audio option. Bottom left, ma'am.
Yeah, let's try this one more time. I'll just play the read along book.
स्कूल में आज मेरा पहला दिन है। माँ मेरा हाथ पकड़े हुए हैं और मेरे साथ
So if you notice, every word that is being spoken is getting highlighted in blue, and that is how read along stories help build reading skills in the child. And we have seen teachers use read along books in multiple ways. One is they play during the class hours. Teachers can also share these stories. Again, here is the share button, and you can give the child as an assignment to do back home. so that in an everyday classroom, children are able to get homeworks and assignments that are little more interesting to them. Also, if you see below the share button, there is add to my bookshelf. So when I add a book to my bookshelf, the story gets saved into a bookshelf physical bookshelf where we have um, where we store our books. This is an online bookshelf where teachers can save the books that they either want to share with the class or the students or for their own reference. So again, I'll just show you here below the share button. There is an add to my bookshelf. I click on add to my bookshelf. I can either create a new bookshelf. So for example, this is a book. I think my grade 1. I am a teacher that teaches multiple grades, and this is the book I want to share with my grade 1. Then I create a grade 1 bookshelf and I add it, so the book gets saved to that. Again, I go to menu. Below my name, I see my bookshelf. So when I click on bookshelf, my bookshelf appears. So I have created multiple bookshelves here. For a grade 7 bookshelf, then there is a grade 1 bookshelf. So here, this bookshelf feature gives an option to the teacher to save the books in a particular place, which she can either share it later. So if I open the bookshelf, again I have a share button. So for example, I have created a bookshelf for grade 1 and I've added more 3 or 4 books. Then I can share using the share button. I can share that with my parents on WhatsApp. And it can be like, these are the 7 books the child is supposed to read in this week. If a teacher wants to do like that, or it can be under any theme. It can be either grade wise or subject wise. So here bookshelf feature gives an option for the teacher to save the books and access it later, and also can reshare with others. So if you have made a list of top 10 books that the child has to read to pick for math concepts, then you can do the same way and reshare it with parents. And next thing I want to show here is use offline library. Now, it's not always that the teacher will have access to active internet, especially in a classroom setting. So what an offline library feature does is the teacher is able to access the books once when the teacher has an active internet connection. If the teacher is able to save the books into an offline library, the she can access it later during the class. So I'll show you how to save the books in an offline library. Again, I go to menu. I go to read. I want to read a level 2 book. So I see that there are 9,000 plus level 2 books. I apply my filters and I want to read Hindi book. So there are 876 stories, and this is the book that I want to read with children. I have active internet connection right now, so I'm saving it to my offline library. Here on the right hand side, you see this save offline library icon. I click on that. It gets saved to the offline library. I go to menu and I go to my offline library, and this book appears here. So my book, and this I can access even when I don't have an active internet connection. The only thing is I can do this if I'm using the save offline library on my phone, then I should be continuing to do that on my phone as without internet as well. Like I can't save switch on different systems, but on phone itself I can access it even if I don't have an active internet connection.
Great,
So that is the
ma'am.
save offline feature. Just to recap the things that I have mentioned so far, we saw how we can create a login, and having an internet an email account is the most effective way to create a login, although we can do it with OTP as well. Then we saw how to read books, the read option, and how to select the books, how to apply the filters. So we saw how to apply the filters. Then we saw the save offline function feature and the bookshelf feature as well. Offline library, I can find it here. And the bookshelf feature, when I click on the name, it appears under my account. Now, we have provided some resources for the teachers that the teacher can use effectively in a classroom setting, or either in an offline or an online classroom, that will help teacher um, better in that, she can reach out, she can share in whatever aim that the teacher is pursuing. Either it is enabling children to improve their literary skills, improving the reading skills, or any other aim that the teacher is aiming to goal that the teacher is aiming to fulfill in the class. So one of the first features, resources that we have provided for the teacher is the reading program. So again, when you go to menu, under the resources, you will find the reading program. Now, reading program is available in these languages. And today we will, I'll show you the reading program in English. So I click on English. So reading program is a 6-month long program, and reading program is segregated for new readers, early readers, middle readers, and advanced readers. So depending upon the level of reading skills in your classroom, you can choose either of these 4 categories. And what is a reading program? A reading program is a laddered approach that we have created in a laddered approach that we have created for the child to improve his reading skills. So in we have arranged the books for the 6 months in such a way that with each book, the child shows progressive improvement in reading. And these, for the teachers, these books are also accompanied with lesson plans and activity. So it's an overall reading experience that the child gets, where the teacher is able to discuss some ideas in the classroom. Then the child reads the book, and after reading, the child follows up with an activity. So it's in holistic learning, and this continues for 6 months. So so we have arranged books from weekly one book under various themes. And similarly, this is arranged for a 6 months period in such a way that from week 1 to the last week of the reading program, there is a significant improvement in the child's reading abilities. And for the teacher, it helps that the books are already designed and arranged in a particular order, so the teacher just has to choose weekly the book that is prescribed. The book is followed with a discussion idea for the classroom and an activity. So the it is minimal effort on the teacher's part, but for 6 months the program is designed and resources provided for the teacher that if she implements in her classroom, the reading skills of the class sees a significant improvement. So that is how we have designed the reading program. Again, under menu and under resources, you will find the reading program in these 4 languages. And depending upon the grade that you're teaching and the reading levels of your class, you can choose the 4 reading levels.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, can we take a pause and take some question which teachers has right now?
sure, that would be good.
Thanks, ma'am. So some of the question are related the grade. So as you are showing the reading material, reading free reading resources, this teacher can search and put the filters and search accordingly. So these reading material is also available for classes like 7 to 8, uh, 9 to 10th kids. And why it is mentioned that it is level 1 to 4. So can you also share about it, like on like does this reading resources are also beneficial for the student who are from 9 to 10 or 7 to 8 classes?
I mean, children of any grades, and for that matter, anyone can read any books that are on the platform. And at the end, these are very interesting stories that are available for everyone to read. Grade 9 and 10, we don't have any specific books for them, but we consider them as advanced readers. So all the level 4 books can be uh, read for the grade 9 and 10 as well. um, i'm I'm guessing that answers the query.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
have um, uh, reading levels. So reading levels are depending upon the reading skills of the class of a particular child, and not necessarily the grade that the child is in. So if someone's reading level is level 1, the child need not be in grade 1 as well. It's not always a correlation like that. It entirely depends upon how uh, well the child is able to read and read with comprehension. So the focus here is to enable the child to read and read with understanding, read with comprehension as well. So depending upon that, the levels are designed. So not necessarily a level 2 is for a grade 2. That is not how it is. A level 1 is usually, as I mentioned, it is for um, new readers, and level 4 is for advanced readers, someone who has advanced proficiency in reading and reading with comprehension. And emergent readers are for people who have just, or students who have just started to pick up the skill of reading. So the books are from in the ascending order of how the content is arranged in terms of uh, the um, the literacy aspect of it. Hello.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah, thanks, ma'am. The next question is about the bookshelf. So can you quickly recap the feature of the bookshelf, like how to create a bookshelf, how to save it? Just
Okay, I'll do that. So, where do I find the bookshelf feature? I go to menu, and under my name, my account, there is the bookshelf feature. That's how I find my bookshelf if I want to access it. Now, if I want to add a book to a bookshelf, I'm going to read. I'm going to level 1. Um and I'm applying the filters that I want to apply. And for example, I want to read a Hindi English book. So I want to read a bilingual book. Um, and that's the filter I'm applying. So um, I open the book, and on the right hand side, there is a add to my bookshelf feature, and I add the book there. And I think this book is appropriate for grade 1. So I add the book to my grade 1 bookshelf. Again, when I want to access the book again, I go to menu. Under my name, there is bookshelf. And under grade 1, I see that the book that I saved earlier is now available. So that's how, so a bookshelf is a feature that allows teacher to create her own curation and share with others. So teacher can pick and choose the books she want, arrange it. You can do multiple bookshelf, like you see I have here three bookshelves. So I can do that, and I can share the bookshelf as well. And also I can access my bookshelf when I add it to the offline library. I can access it when I don't have an active internet connection as well. So that's how the bookshelf feature has been designed.
Thank you, ma'am. One of the teacher has asked that how can she search kind of topics like morality, truth, compassion. Do we have the stories regarding these particular concepts, particular topics?
Okay. So again, irrespective of what topic you want to search, you go to menu, you go to read, and you say all books. And then I'm applying the sort and filter. Now here, um, the question is how, the category of book. How do I choose this particular category of books? So I will apply a category filter here. And there are a couple of ways. One, you can just scroll down the category and see if such a book's theme is available. So it probably can be under life skills, or it can be under growing up. um, and the teacher can apply a filter, and that particular category will shortlist will come. Another way, and this I'm showing irrespective of what category you want to choose. For example, if I want to search moral science books or like that, I can just type here a couple of letters and see if that category is available. In case this category you're searching is not available, then you scroll down here and see where best I can access a book that fits to the similar theme. So as the teacher asked for compassion and moral values, so probably it might be under growing up, or it can be under life skills. And then I apply that filter, and all the relevant books in that category. Now here it is showing 10,000 odd books. That is because I have not applied a language filter. So it is always suggested that first you apply the language filter, and then you apply all the other filters that you want, be it category or levels, and you can find the appropriate book that you want.
Great, ma'am. So, there's also a question like, can teacher downloaded the videos like the StoryWeaver has some videos too? So, can it be downloaded too and save in desktop?
So these videos are available. Again, you go to menu and you go to read. Here under read alongs and videos, in both places you can find our audio video content. Um it is you cannot download this. You can either play it through the StoryWeaver website or on the YouTube portal. We would not recommend downloading it because again there can be copyright issues, and these are the playing experience of the audio video experience will be better, will be best if you access it through our website, or on YouTube via our website. The links will be there under either read alongs or the video section.
Thanks, ma'am. And teachers, like Ranjini ma'am, you have asked question how to run this on Zoom too. So as Riza ma'am sharing her screen on Zoom, you can simply share the screen, and you can also share the link of the stories. You can just copy it and share on chat, or you can also WhatsApp it. So it's a simple process of sharing. So you can just open the app on your desktop, on your mobile phone, and you can simply share the screen to show the features or the stories too. You can also like share the link of the stories during the chat when you are taking the class on Zoom.
So I will just switch to a normal view so that the users, the teachers can also see how if you're accessing the website through the desktop or a laptop during your class, how it will come. So this is how, if I'm accessing it normally without a mobile, if I'm accessing on a laptop or a desktop, you will find the website to be. And yeah. Anush, are there any other questions?
Yes, ma'am. On in reading programs, you were showing that the grade levels. So there were also an option for enroll. So you can use like share the basic information of how to enroll into it.
Okay. So where do I find a reading program? Under resources. So in resources in English, I see that there are the four reading reader categories I can choose from, and if I'm choosing the reading grade, the new readers, so hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So you can. So did I answer the question?
Yes, ma'am. Teacher, if you have still question about the enrolling, please share. There are some other question, ma'am, but we can ask this question after you complete the session, because there are some more question, but we can address them when you complete the session.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah. So another resource that I wanted to share with the teachers is our book list. So, bookshelf is a curation that the teacher creates for herself, while book list is a list of books that we have put up together, that experts, our editorial team, and other experts have created, that we think the teachers will find it useful. And book list is available in these languages. So today, I will show you a book list in English. So there are multiple book lists that are available, and for example, vocabulary. If that's a skill that you want to build in your class, then there are 9 stories that are available under vocabulary, inspiring stories. So there are multiple themes under which the books are arranged. So if the teacher can go through it, and if there is a particular topic that the teacher thinks she wants to introduce in the class, the teacher can select that book list and read all the books or few of them in that category. For example, developing good habits for middle readers. Middle readers are children who have picked up the skill of reading, but not are not yet proficient in it. So if developing good habits is a theme that teacher wants to introduce in the class, these are all the books that are available under that category, and the teacher can read either all of them or few of them, depending upon teacher's preference. And again, the reading is the same. You go click on the book and it will open, and the teacher can either share it with her class, or through Zoom or through via mobile, can let the children read the stories, as well as download and print if the teacher wishes to do so. So these are book lists. So bookshelf is the curation that the teacher creates for herself, while the book list is something that under various themes we have arranged, and we have arranged for the teachers. So if you are looking for 3-4 books under a particular topic, then you go to resources, you go to book list. Depending upon which language you want to choose, you will search it here. Again, the filters are here depending upon language, fluency, and categories. So those are and see, if you are on a language teacher, we have categories such as writing prompts that helps build creative writing skills among children. We have SDG concepts. If the teacher is wanting to introduce the concept of sustainable living or sustainability, or for that matter, SDGs as a concept has been developed by UN. So in a civics class, you want to introduce UN and UN as a topic, then this can be one of the book list, and few books among this you can read to your children. So it's a wide variety of books that are available, and the features that are on the website helps or equips the teacher to choose the right kind of books, and share it easily with her class as well. So that's how the StoryWeaver website has been designed, and it's a fairly straightforward website. And if you have any more queries about anything, I'll be happy to answer. And I also have my colleague Nikhila on the call. If I'm not able to answer, she can also pitch in, or if at a later point, once you have gone through the website and have any specific queries, you can also write to us. I will put my email ID on the chat, and you can and we'll be happy to help you all as well. Anuj?
Yes, thank you so much, ma'am. So, teachers, I'm just going to share our second poll, which is basically about how comfortable do you feel now with StoryWeaver, and how would you rate this session? So please do participate in our poll and let us know how comfortable do you feel now with StoryWeaver, and how would you rate this session. So, ma'am, in a meanwhile, I'll share some questions which have we have like many questions today. So I just share one by one. So the first question is, uh, the teachers who have the question regarding how to create a story, what are the limitation, what are the parameters. So we are going to run one more session with, like another session with with the story weaver and with the Pratham books. So this session we will going to show you how you can create your story and translate the story in other languages too. So please be patient and try to join that class to get the answer in creating your own stories. uh for now, ma'am, some of the teacher has asked that is sharing PDF is safe, like do they have the copyright issue while they're sharing the PDF?
No, sharing PDF is safe. You can, as I demonstrated earlier, you can download it, and you can share the PDF as well, and you can share the links as well
Thanks,
by,
ma'am.
by the share button. Both are all right.
Great. Great, ma'am. And like the teacher also has asked that what are the like parameter to select the difficulty of the grade level which you show during the program. So what are the parameters they can select, like what are the challenges, on based on that they can select the grades or the levels.
Um, so for example, this is the reading program, and usually it is for new readers. It is a level one. For um, students who are just learning how to read, it would be emergent readers, and proficient readers, or students who are well versed with reading long sentences, difficult words. That would be a level 4. So parameters would be the reading levels of your um, classroom, or the student that you're sharing the content with. So you can, depending upon how skillful a reader the student is, accordingly you can decide the levels, and you can maybe if you're confused, is it a level 2 or a level 3, then you can share uh, of both the levels and then check as well.
Thanks, ma'am. Ma'am, one of the teacher has asked that when she create book shelf, so the book shelf books will be available offline. Will it be possible to see?
Yes, you have to add it to offline. When 1 minute, I'll just so under my name there is bookshelf. I go to my bookshelf, and you see here on the right hand side there is add save to offline library. So when I click, only then will it be added to the offline library. So I have to go there and click it.
Great, thank you, ma'am. Uh, So there are another question. So this is a specific question which Ranjini ma'am asked me to ask you. So are there any Aesop's fable or Panchatantra? I think these are the books already there. So is this is available on StoryWeaver. I am also pasting this message in the group so that you can also get the right
Um,
name.
no. It is not. I mean, books in the similar category of Aesop fables are generally um, um, stories with morals and stories where animals are the main characters and Panchatantra are folk tales. So we have, if you go to read and if you select all books, so you can find similar categories, but you cannot like search for Aesop fables or Panchatantra here and you would get it. But similar books of like folk and folk tales and myth or animal stories, you will find it.
Great, ma'am. Ma'am, are there any worksheets also available when they are reading these books or seeing this video and audios? Is there any worksheet or the question like first one is worksheet and other than is like when they are watching this video, do they have any like questions in the end? What are the difficulty level of these questions? So,
So there are no worksheets, but the reading program has activities which are not always, a worksheet activity. It can be some kind of some other kind of activities as well. Um, there are no worksheets per se with the books. And what was the second question? Sorry.
so teacher has asking like when they are reading the story or seeing the audio or a video, are there any exercise in the end or like one of the teacher also has asked that is there any reading comprehension exercises too?
No, there are no. So these are storybooks, right? So teachers are encouraged to develop or give leading questions in case they want child to recognize or read with a certain mindset. Uh, Teachers are encouraged to do that, but otherwise. In the read along stories also there is no worksheet as such.
Thanks you, ma'am. Let me check if there are more questions. uh Okay, so ma'am, the stories is all some of the stories is also available in the German language also, na? We have French language, German language too, na?
So whatever language that you want to read, again you go to read, you go to all books, and then you select the language. And as I mentioned earlier, we have an large repository of languages also. So you come here and you search what language is that you're looking for. So if you're looking for German, then you apply that filter. And another important thing that I wanted to share here is that on our website, there are multiple kinds of content. Like when you, as a teacher in the future, decide to create your own story or translate your own story, such stories are also available for the user on our website. So if you see here, there are appear when I search for German, 145 stories are appearing here. So these most this content will be users have translated, and we have large international user base as well, that they have translated from an English language or other language for their own consumption. Also, if you see, some books have this verified tag. So earlier, when we looked at German books, we did not find a verified stamp on those books. So verified books are those books that someone has vetted and okayed. So we have made sure there aren't any errors in those books. So we highly recommend when teachers are using these books or sharing these books, they always use books that have the verified stamp on it. So that means that the book has been through the process of vetting. The content has been scrutinized to ensure there are no errors. So on the right hand side here you can see sort by verified, most read, most liked, new arrivals. It is always suggested that you sort the books by verified, especially when in a classroom or you're sharing it with your students, so we know that the book is of the highest quality. And another way to find verified books is to always look for these the stamp of verification. So if the book has that, then it means that the book has been through a quality check process. Again, in the German books, if you see that tag is missing, that means these content they has not been through the process of verification, and there can be errors. So for teachers, we do not recommend that you use books that do not have a verification stamp on it.
Thanks, ma'am. And one of the question which has been asked, that is this website has a limited access or it is free for lifelong, like free for everyone, or all are free?
Um, yeah, I mean, it is not at present. It is not time bound as such. Teachers can create a login, and as I mentioned, I highly recommend teachers use email IDs to create the login, and they can access the stories and they can download the stories. When you're accessing the stories, you can read it on the StoryWeaver website. You can watch the videos on StoryWeaver website or on the YouTube platform. And when uploading the stories, more than one story or more at a time, if you download more than 2 3 stories, uh, the website will ask you, a form will appear, and it will ask you certain questions which you have to answer. That just helps us uh, create a better website for teachers use. It helps in tweaking the website and its features for us better. So there is no yeah, it is not like a time bound thing. It is free for all for now.
Thanks, ma'am. So yes, it is also free for the childrens too. So your children can also log in into and can access the reading resources. You can help out your children to log in into the Storyweaver and provide the links for the books which are on the Storyweaver. So it's free for, like, it's free for now, and all the books are free to use and free to access. Okay, so thank you so much, ma'am. I think you have answered most of the question, and the remaining question, teachers, we are going to conduct another session on Storyweaver, where we are going to share about how you can create your own stories on Storyweaver, how you can translate it, and what are the other features which can be explored by the teachers too. Right now you can just simply explore the Storyweaver, try to use the Storyweaver to access the reading resources which are available, try to share these reading resources with your students, see how they are reading these stories, how they are performing, what are the, how much it helping to build the reading habits within your students. Thank you so much, teachers, for coming here. Thank you so much, teacher, for your participation, questions, and your suggestions too. uh, Now, teachers, I am just going to share a small message. So if you like our today's session, which was on StoryWeaver with Pratham Books. I'm going to share a small message which you can share with your peer teachers too. Just let me share this small message. So if you have liked the today's session, please share this below message with your peer teachers and ask them to sign up for our upcoming live class. I'm also going to paste the schedule of our upcoming live class. So tomorrow we are going to have a live class on Diksha where we are going to learn about the very basics of the Diksha platform, how we can enroll for the courses, how we can track the courses, how we can create teachers group in our Diksha platform, what contents and the materials are available on the digital textbook. So that all we are going to learn. And tomorrow you will also receive the participation certificate by attending tomorrow's class. On Friday, we are having a live Q&A session. It's a teacher charcha where you are going to ask some of the questions which you are facing by using some of the tool which we have taken in the live classes, and we will try to answer these questions. So you can share the question, the tool which you have introduced in the last week and in this week. So please join that session too. And on Saturday, we are going to conduct a live class on TechLinks, where we are also providing the certificates for the teachers who are going to attend this class. And on Tickling, you will be able to get access of the reading resources, free reading resources material. You can share your videos, you can share the activities, assessment, etc. You will also receive the badges and the certificate from a teacher class from Tickling's platform. And there is also right now there's a contest running on which conducted by the Ticklings platform. So you can also get the idea about that competition and the contest which are running with the Ticklings. So I request all teachers to please do sign up for our upcoming live classes, and please share this link with your peer teachers too. And ma'am has shared our dashboard, which you can access the StoryWeaver dashboard from.
No, sorry, that Anuj, please ignore that link that I copy pasted by an error. For any any feedback that you have about the books or any other queries, you can write to the email ID mentioned. That is partnerships@prathambooks.org. Any feedback that you have on the books and your reading experience, you can share on that email ID. Please ignore the link that I posted.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. No issue. So, teachers, if you have any suggestion, or if you have any query, you can just ask your questions by sharing on your questions on this email ID. Or you can also come on Teacher Charcha and ask your question, and you can also attend the upcoming session with the StoryWeaver with the Pratham Books, and you can share your question, and we will try to answer those questions in our live classes too. Teachers, I have just shared our Telegram channel link too. So currently we are not able to send the invitation from our WhatsApp. So please do join our Telegram group. If you haven't joined it, it will become much better and simpler for us and for you to share about the upcoming live classes, the design which we are currently creating for our live classes, and the updates which we are giving regarding our tool repository, and about tool tutorials and much more information. So please do join our Telegram channel. And I'm also going to paste a link for Google Form survey which we have created to get the idea about the needs which you have regarding the tools. So please fill this form. I'm just going to share this form, and based on your need, we will schedule our live classes for the January month and February month accordingly. So I just pasted the link. Thanks, Chandan man. So teacher who have filled the form, thank you so much. Who haven't, please fill this form and let us know about your need. What are your needs? And based on your need, we will design and introduce the tools in our live classes. Lisa ma'am, thank you so much for taking this live class with our teachers and giving such a beautiful introduction and building our understanding about the StoryWeaver platform. I hope and I know our teachers is going to use that story weavers for their student, will going to help, and it should going to help their students to build the reading habits within with their students. Thank you so much for coming here. Thank you so much for your time. It's our pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much. Again, teachers, I encourage you to make stories an essential part of your everyday classroom discourse. And for that, you can always bank on Storyweaver, which is a huge story repository. And any specific feedbacks you have about the stories, about your user experience on the website, or